When I use words like basically, actually, absolutely, really, they do not add any extra content or weight to the material that I'm speaking. The next is aesthetic.
So whenever I try to create any video for YouTube, I try to show my house in a aesthetic way, or it should look aesthetic.
Yes, that's a better usage. It should.
I don't judge people on the basis of their face or their physical appearance. I most of the time focused on their work, like how do they behave, how do they talk with others, and if they're being nice to me or not. So that is, in my terms, it's beautiful.
That's okay. So, Karishma, you are really good in the presentation of your ideas. Most of the time, you are able to articulate your thoughts very well. You are able to present them in a very organized way. You do not get digressed. Okay. Your answers are not haphazard, they are not like scattered in all the directions. You are very focused in your answers. Okay. That the one of the reasons might be because you're an advocate. So, I think you.
Yeah, very good afternoon, ma'am. My day has been really great today. And
Okay.
you tell me how was your day and how
Well,
are
you're
you?
my first class for the day.
Okay,
So, yes, I'm really hoping that it goes great henceforth.
it will go great.
Yes. So, Karishma, we'll start with a little bit of introduction about each other, okay? You
Sure,
will you
ma'am.
go first?
Yeah, yeah. So my name
Okay.
is Karishmachauhan. I'm speaking to you from Gurgaon. I
Okay.
hail from Delhi, completed all my education there, which is LLB. So professionally, I'm an advocate. I am also a mother of two beautiful children. Apart from that, I have a YouTube channel where I post English related content. And if you talk about my hobbies, I love scrolling YouTube, Instagram, and in my free time. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay,
it.
great. So, Karishma, I want to know a little bit more about your YouTube channel. So, when you post, like you say, you post about English content, what exactly do you post? Is it grammar? Is it vocabulary? What exactly do you post?
No, it's all about motivation. I keep motivating people to be on your English journey. Do not give up. Do not procrastinate, and just learn this language. It's important.
Okay, okay. And how has your journey been so far?
It's been great. It's been 2 years. I think more than 2 years that I have been on my journey. Every day I'm practicing with my fellow YouTubers. Sometimes with co-learners. Sometimes with tutors, and this is how my practice is going on. I'm still learning.
Right. Oh, even I am still learning. Don't worry. We are all always learning, and it's a never ending journey. And I think that is how it should be. The
Right,
moment you stop learning, you make your life stagnant with your own hands. So
right,
nothing can be more foolish than that.
right,
To think that you have achieved everything, learned everything, and now you are good to retire.
right.
Right? Okay. So Karishma, little bit about myself. So I am actually an HR professional by education, and I passed in the year 2008. So for a good 6 7 years, I was in the corporate sector. But somehow, even in the corporate, I was a little inclined towards training and development. So then I full-fledged started teaching slash training and coaching in different areas of English, soft skills, communications, grammar, etc., etc. So now it has been almost 10 years since I have stuck completely to training and teaching.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Good
And
to know.
every single class, this is the best form I feel for teaching is one on one. I have done classroom trainings also, but I somehow feel neither am I able to give my 100%, nor are the children able to take away the best from me.
Right,
So this way I think it's the best to take away the good part of the
right,
learning, right?
same,
Okay.
right.
So, Karishma, did you get the time to go through the notes for today?
Yes.
Okay. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder,
Yes.
right? So, with the smile on your face, I can make out that you agree with this.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So, give me an example. where it is not necessarily that it has to be about a person or an individual. It can also be about a thing, materialistic thing, which may not look as beautiful, but because of the value it holds, or something. Just an example from your life.
Okay, so yes, that is absolutely true that beauty actually lies in the eyes of beholder because every person has a different choice, different opinion. Maybe the thing which I like the most, you may not like at all. So it depends on individual choices. For example, let me give you a very practical example. For a mother, his child or her child is the most beautiful person in the world. No matter how ugly he is looking for others, but for a mother, he is the best person, best beautiful person in the world. So yeah, that's absolutely true.
Correct, correct. I completely agree. And being a mother myself, I can totally connect to this point of view. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So coming to before going to the notes and doing the activities, I'll tell you a quick few things which I want you to imbibe in the rest of the class. Okay. First thing is I want you to say here and there, not sounding similar to each other. So when I say here, there is a little bit dip. After H, there is a little bit dip. So I go here and then R. R being rolled and very silent. Here.
Here,
Okay. But when I say there, there
there,
doesn't take a dip. Okay. So we don't say there. We say
okay,
there. We directly
there,
take off there.
there.
Okay, that is one thing. So, and secondly, like you said, you are an advocate. Can you repeat that pronunciation for me, please?
Advocate,
Yes. I
advocate,
want you to keep the vowels shorter.
advocate.
Okay, advocate and not Kate. We'll not
Yes,
elongate the vowel sound. Okay,
right, right.
and when you said no matter how ugly the kid is looking for the others, the preposition will not be for. The kid is looking to the others.
Okay, okay,
Okay, that is one more thing, and we will avoid using qualifiers.
okay.
Do you know what are qualifiers?
Not exactly.
So when I use words like basically, actually, absolutely, really, they do not add any extra content or weight to the material that I'm speaking, right? They just make the sentence longer. And if they are used once in a while, say in three or four sentences, you use them once or twice, that is perfectly fine. But when you use it recurringly, it makes your material sound lighter. Okay, it takes away the depth of your material. So we are supposed to avoid those.
Okay.
Okay, all right. With that, let's begin with the notes. Okay, do you have the notes in front of you?
No, not yet, but if you will ask me, I'll open it.
That's okay. If I'll need you to open, if there is any such exercise, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay. So as long as there are questions, I'll directly ask them to you. So the first question is a funny one if you take it in the right spirit. They are asking, how would you react to the situation, or will you be fine with having a shorter husband in height?
But I already had like tall husband. He has a good height. So
Okay.
I don't know.
This is a hypothetical situation.
But it's already done. I'm not able to think like this.
You're not able to take a step back.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Not a problem, not a problem. So, let's go with the second question. So, in the image, it is shown that a lot of fingers are pointing at one person. Okay. And the question is, what would you do if everyone pinpoints at you? Would you be courageous enough to face everyone, or would you go in your shell?
I am courageous. Obviously, I would. definitely answers like you cannot do it, and whatever the way in that particular situation I feel appropriate, I'll do it. I'll take stand on that, and I will face that. I will not go to my shell. So yeah,
Correct.
that's how I am. Yeah.
Correct. So, Karishma, sometimes you must have noted that people confuse between two things. One is to stand courageously and face the circumstances or the consequences of your actions, right? And one is to be arrogant, unapologetic about something, and treating yourself as if you are being courageous. So, do you think that the difference between the two can be seen and made out easily?
Yes, you know what? A person itself knows like
Hmm.
where he or she is going wrong.
Hmm.
Where the person is going wrong, we already know inside us. It's like our subconscious mind, which already tells you that, okay, this
Right.
is not the right thing you mentioned. But somehow, sometimes it happens that it's slip of tongue or maybe in aggression. We say
Right.
something bad, some bad things to other person. But you
Hmm.
know what? When we sit quietly after that moment, or maybe after a heated argument, when we sit and think about that particular situation, we automatically realize
Right.
we have that thinking capacity that we can think about it,
Right.
and
Our
when we
conscience
feel
is well aware of that.
we well aware, yeah, so we can rectify that. Sometimes it happens that obviously there's a slight difference between being courageous or being an arrogant person. So there's a fine line difference you have to identify, and I think person is the better, we ourselves is a better person to identify that.
We
So
are the
once we
better
realize
judge.
that, we should be apologize.
Correct. Correct. Completely agree with that, Karishma. Unfortunately, we do come across people who do not understand that difference, but it is good that the larger percentage
Right,
believes like you and me, right?
right. Yeah,
Okay. So now I would want you to open the notes, Karishma, if that's okay with you,
yeah,
because
sure.
we have a few vocabulary words here, so which will be good for you
Okay.
to see
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
meaning
go.
of. Yeah. Okay. So the first word, as you can see, is a charmer.
Yeah.
Okay. Person with attractive personality. So we'll just quickly read these five words, the meanings, and then go ahead with you making at least a sentence, at least one sentence with all those words. Sounds good?
Yeah, sounds good. Great, no problem.
Oh,
But
yeah.
charmer, like the meaning is already given, like
Yes.
already given there.
Yes, the meaning is already given. Now you only have to apply it in a sentence.
Different sentence. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a charming personality.
Okay, so you can say you are a charmer.
I am a charmer. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. The next is aesthetic, which is something that is related to beauty. You must have heard it a lot of time, that kills the aesthetic, or take the feel of the aesthetic. So utilize it in a good sentence for me.
So whenever I try to create any video for YouTube, I try to show my house in a aesthetic way, or it should look aesthetic.
Yes, that's a better usage. It should look aesthetic. It should be related to beauty. Correct. Okay. Distort. It basically means to change something and change it to worse, not better. Like a distorted image.
Okay, so
Hmm.
um, um, so I have been on my English journey
Hmm.
for past 2 years, and I
Hmm.
feel that I distort my personality completely.
You distort your personality completely.
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Okay, but this is not very nice, no? I
It
read it
it
correct incorrectly. Let me
I
create one more
wouldn't say
sentence.
incorrectly, like grammatically, I won't be able to point a mistake in that, but it shows you in a very negative light,
Yes, yes, yes. I
right?
got it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
got it. Let me change this. It's not
Okay.
true.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not true. It is what should I say?
So maybe like a distorted image or a distorted representation of something, if that helps you.
I'm not
For
able to create
example,
any sentence.
see, one example they have given, the idea of feminism has been completely distorted by everyone, or the image of the any particular community, we can say, I wouldn't want to specify, but the image of the community was distorted by an incorrect representation. So it means that the image has been spoiled, it has been
So
deteriorated.
is it always about image or reputation something, or we can use it in
Uh,
some other sense
yes,
also?
most of the times it is used as a representation, as an idea, as an image.
Distort.
Okay. So we'll keep this in mind and try making some new sentences once the class is done so that you can take it as a homework for yourself.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Right.
Moving on to displeasure. Of course, it's the opposite of pleasure.
Hmm.
You can see
Um,
the sentence to take an idea of it.
okay.
The teacher expressed her displeasure regarding our marks in the test.
Okay. But if I want to use it in myself, how I will use it? I feel displeasure when my
You
child
can say
did score
displeasure,
good marks.
or I felt displeasure
I felt. Okay, I felt displeasure when my child did not get good score in
did
first
not
unit
score well in the exam.
exam.
Yeah.
So we can
Okay.
use it.
And the last one is compassionate, someone with a lot of affection, a very affectionate person.
We can also use in different terms like I'm very compassionate about learning English.
uh,
Can we use it?
it
Passionate
won't.
or like compassionate?
So compassion is to show affection and love, so it will obviously be towards something that you care for a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm? So family, friends, your love for a certain type of art,
So
or
I am very compassionate about YouTube. Can we say that?
no, you can say I'm very compassionate about, say,
Creating content.
donating to the orphans, or I'm very compassionate towards the stray dogs, or mostly about humans and the
Mostly about
people.
humans. Okay.
Yes.
Compassionate. Okay.
Okay.
Like,
All
yeah.
right.
Like I'm very compassionate about my child,
Yeah. Family.
family, yeah, family also.
Yeah. Okay. Now, before we go on to the practice questions, just a quick little thing. Firstly, about when you say person itself,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it will always be person himself or person
Himself.
herself.
Okay.
Okay, it will not be used with a person. Okay. And when you say that speaking bad things about someone, we can use better phrases instead of bad things, like hurting
Right.
someone's emotions, or speaking rudely to someone. So saying bad things, it's not incorrect, but it's always better
Better way
to
of saying.
use
Yeah.
better phrases, right? Okay. Now coming to the practice questions. What is beauty according to you? This is a very elaborate and subjective question.
What is beauty according to me?
Yes.
So, as we all know, that beauty has no one particular definition because no one can define beauty in one line or one word because it depends on the every person's perspective, how they think, how what they like. what they don't like. So it depends. For me, beauty means I don't want to say this. Okay. So
Hmm.
for me, beauty means someone who is very nice to me. Someone who is not showing arrogance, attitude, wrong, like negative attitude, basically. And if person is decent, helpful, that is, I feel that person is a beautiful and there is something inside them. I don't judge people on the basis of their face or their physical appearance. I most of the time focused on their work, like how do they behave, how do they talk with others, and if they're being nice to me or not. So that is, in my terms, it's beautiful.
That is beauty. Absolutely. So, a person's kindness, and I had read it somewhere that if you genuinely want to see the kind of person the other one is, always notice the way they treat people who are financially or economically lower than them in the society status.
Right.
So the way they will treat the waiters, the way they will treat the drivers, their house helps, that exactly tells you the kind of people they are,
People they are, exactly.
right? Because with the people who they are on the same
Same.
social level, they will always be nice because
True.
they are concerned about their image,
Right. Right.
right? Okay. So whenever you say it matters whether the person is nice, instead of nice, use qualities. How
Well,
strong is the person's character? How kind is that person? Or how smart and intellectual or emotionally intelligent is that person? Use the exact characteristic, because that will give you the exact picture. You'll be able to provide an exact description to the listener, okay, using the exact qualities. Okay, all right, now we move on to the next question. Okay, what is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen?
beautiful thing.
Yes, beautiful thing. It can be a moment, not necessarily like a materialistic thing kept somewhere. It
Okay,
can be
yeah.
described as a moment that you felt, you saw.
Okay, so recently I went to a trip to Manali and I saw the beauty of nature and it was amazing. My eyes were like I was completely engrossed in that beauty. I was uh, lost. So that is something I have really enjoyed. Yeah,
Okay, okay. So when we say there was greenery in front of the eyes, and we can say that it was a very soothing effect.
soothing. Yeah, it
Very
was, but it
soothing,
was mountains and all like combined with greenery. Yeah,
right? So very soothing, a very calming experience, right? Okay. And how do you react when someone shames another person based on beauty standards?
I really feel bad.
Now,
Really,
I
this is
really
my
want to
honest
add
opinion.
one word in the question. They have not written that in the question, but I want to add unrealistic beauty standards, because it is not possible to contain beauty in a certain type,
Right,
right? And it's unrealistic. The pressure that we have built surrounding beauty, it's unacceptable. So, how
right,
do
right.
you feel when the other person is targeted by someone?
As I said, I really feel bad, and it's very honest opinion because I have seen people they knowingly behave like that, like inappropriate behavior with other people, and they just want to show them like they are not good just because their physical appearance is not good sometimes. So they, you know, how to say this, आंकना, वो ब्यूटी को इस बेस पे आंकते हैं उसको इंग्लिश में कैसे कहेंगे.
They judge beauty on this criteria.
Maybe. So they start judge people start judging others on the basis of their beauty, which I really do not like because that is something not in your hand. And as I said, that beauty is not about your physical or appearance. It's all about what kind of personality you are, how kind person you are, how helpful you are for others.
Correct.
So we should always keep all different things in our mind before judging or giving our opinion on others. So I really feel bad when somebody is giving any statement about anyone randomly, even if we don't know them, we don't know
Right.
their nature, we don't met them, we just see them and just make an opinion. Okay, this kind of person, I don't like it because of this reason. So we should
Right.
not do this until we know them, until we familiar with them. We should not make any opinion about others.
Correct. Okay. Okay. Great, Karishma. Great answer. And what happens is when you listen to the answers the other person gives, it actually tells you more about the person himself or herself. Right? So you thinking in this way tells more about you as well. Right? So we'll quickly have a feedback session and then we'll call it a day for the class. Okay. So, Karishma, you are really good in the presentation of your ideas. Most of the time, you are able to articulate your thoughts very well. You are able to present them in a very organized way. You do not get digressed. Okay, your answers are not haphazard, they are not like scattered in all the directions. You are very focused in your answers. Okay, that the one of the reasons might be because you're an advocate, so I think you are used to sticking to the point, right? So I think that is a very good thing. Second thing I would just say, like I said, you just have to work a little bit on the pronunciation just with the vowels.
Okay.
Okay, rest of whatever you are speaking is very clear. The English and the grammar both are very functional, but like we know that you and I both believe in one thing, that we need to keep bettering
That
ourselves,
is obviously clear.
right? So it
Right,
is my job to keep telling you how you can better yourself,
right.
right? So be it pronunciation, be it using better phrases, we'll help you out in every possible way. Okay. And with that, I hope you are taking something positive from the class.
Yes, yes,
Huh?
definitely.
And I hope you have a great, successful journey ahead. And I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, sure. We'll
Yeah?
see you again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Karishma. Bye bye.